going on, guys? XSR Detroit here on yet another adventure. This is my home for the night. It's the bed of my truck. My wife got me this overlanding tarp for my birthday, and I thought a cool way to play with it and experiment with it would be to just go take it to a campsite and try this out. I mean, I didn't really intend on using this for like truck bed camping. I thought this would be great more so for like dirt bike trips. I could basically just park my truck and kind of create this barrier, an area that was out of the rain and easy access to the bed of my truck. So while I didn't, ask for this to camp in it, why not? Let's try it out. Let me give you a grand tour of the sleeping area. So I put a tarp down to act as a barrier in between my bed and my sleeping pad. As you can see, we've got plenty of room. The length with the tailgate down is 6 feet, I believe. So I'm 5'8", so I'll have no trouble getting in here. I laid down just to test it out, and I am on a bit of an incline, but unfortunately this is as good as it's going to get. The whole campsite is on an incline, so I did what I could to utilize the space that I had. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit of room under here. This is the first time I've ever put it on my truck. I did set it up in my backyard once just to play with it. You do get 2 poles, so if I had another person here with me, I could put a pole at each corner and really just widen this out. But since I'm solo, I figured a single pole was the way to go. I'm pretty happy with the amount of space that I have underneath here. I've got my chair, my little table. I think I'm gonna put another table here, and I think I'm gonna put my grill over here. I'm gonna be making some jalapeno cheeseburgers later that I'm pretty hyped about. But yeah, I mean, a really usable amount of space. I guess it just depends where you park. So this tarp is from SJK. This is the Roadhouse tarp. What inspired me to get one of these is my buddy Justin has one, and he's brought it on a few camping trips. And he typically camps in his vehicle. He had a Wrangler, he's got a 4Runner. So he would use this tarp to extend pretty much exactly what I'm doing now with the Maverick. He would just use it to create a space, dry space, and I was really impressed with just how much space it covered, especially off of an SUV. With my setup, I have to use my roof rack, which pulls the tarp onto the roof. On an SUV, you won't have to worry about this because it'll pretty much be flush with your back hatch, so you actually get a little more space. And I think in the future, I might actually hook this up to my front portion of my roof rack just to hopefully create a better coverage up there for rain, because I am a little worried about rain dripping down. Luckily, I'm not gonna have to deal with that this weekend, but could have been a thing. So I'm at Crooked Lake Campground out in Dexter, Michigan, which if you've been watching the channel for a while, this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th time it's appeared on the channel. It's pretty much my favorite go-to because you do get a bit of privacy. It's more rustic for sure. Well, it is rustic. I don't think they have electrical at any of the sites. And just people here are really chill. It's a good place to go if you want to just kind of relax. It's quiet. I don't necessarily worry about putting my stuff away here. I've backpacked here, moto camped here, truck camped here now. So it feels good to be back. Once again, out on the Potawatomi Trail. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna go, probably not that far. They had a race earlier today, 100-mile trail run. So I might run into some runners. I don't know if it's still going on or when it started, but when I pulled up to the campsite, I had to take it very, very slow because people were just popping out of the woods, out of the trails, running. Pretty cool. I like some trail runs myself. I'll do like a 5K. I don't know if I'd be running 100 miles, but hey man, more power to you if you can do it. So I'm kind of using the camera as like a rear view mirror. There are a lot of runners out here. I'm making my way back to camp. I've gotten enough of a hike. I'm 2 miles out, so 2 miles back, not bad, especially after work. But yeah, I'm ready to get back to the truck and hang out, probably start cooking soon. Back at camp feels good. Here I was thinking I'd do like 6 miles. I bailed at like 3.5, but that is just fine. This bed is looking better and better. Shit. All right, it took a couple extra, oh wait, it burnt out. Ah, shit. It was on for a sec. There we go. Let's just let that do that for a minute. I realized that I forgot to clean my grill since the last camping trip, so I'm on grease fire watch for now. So far, so good. All right. Whoa, shit. Little bit. That's okay. This is the most unprepared I've ever been for a camping trip in general. I didn't even bring plates. Like, we're just kind of just going with the flow over here. I've been out here for hours, and that means I'm overdue for a beer. Usually when my wife and I camp, the first thing we do when we get to the site is we crack a beer as our setup beer, as like a celebration that we made it to the site. So I'm definitely, it's definitely beer time. I'm sipping on a raspberry creamsicle M43. Never had it before. Very tasty. I think this actually came out recently, but yeah. Very tasty, very like tart. Very nice. I like it. These last fit LEDs for the cab light are fantastic for camping. I've been using them all summer, and it just like lights up the entire back of the truck. Like the entire canopy is pretty much lit up right now, which is really, really convenient. It's getting dark here, getting chilly too. I'm comfortable, but like I might be sleeping in all my layers. It might be a little colder than I expected, so we're gonna see how that goes. But for now, I'm just gonna start kind of cleaning up my camp and kind of getting it ready for bed, and probably turn in here soon. Good morning. So last night was kind of interesting, but for the most part I slept pretty good. It was completely warm. It did end up raining for a bit, and I stayed dry. I was a little worried about that. I'm gonna have to find out a better way to attach the tarp to the roof rack where it's a little more taut. It's possible that I just didn't do the best job hanging this up. There are some areas that have a little slack in here like this that should be taut, and they aren't, but luckily I stayed dry, so no big deal there. One thing I found really helpful last night was turning on the bed lights. Lights up the whole area, lit up my whole bed. I did have to get up to use the bathroom once, so it was really convenient to just like lean up, hit a button, and bam, we're all lit up. Very, very cool. So all that being said, would I camp in the back of my truck again? I definitely, yeah, for sure. I think I'll do this again. Mostly when I'm camping solo. I don't know that it would work that well. Having my wife in the back there, it's a little cramped. I think our small tent actually has more space, at least for two people. For one person, it's really, really nice. I did notice my like mat shifted over a little bit in the middle of the night, but aside from that, man, no issues. I'm gonna call this a success. It's like 7:15 in the morning, and I'm gonna start tearing all this down and head home. That's going to do it for this adventure. Overall, I'm really happy with the tarp. This kind of cemented the fact to me that this tarp is more for utility. Even though I slept in the bed and everything was great, I was dry, I was warm, I would probably only do this if I was camping alone. But it is nice. It's relatively easy to set up solo, which is definitely important to me. You know, they've got a lot of like options as far as camping in your bed, as far as trucks go. I know there's like at least 2 truck tents for the Ford Maverick, and of course you could always run like a rooftop tent, something similar. The issue with, you know, the tarp, the bed tent, and the rooftop tent is what you set up, you kind of can't go anywhere without tearing it down, which is why I probably wouldn't use a setup like this full time. I think this is going to be great for like my dirt bike trips where I'm not even really worried about the truck. The truck, you know, gets parked and it stays parked. In that case, of course, I'm putting the tarp up. But as far as like, if I was doing like a 3-day camp, this setup probably wouldn't work that great for me. Typically when I camp, I'm going out to hikes, or I'm kayaking, or I'm just going out in the world. So usually I'm not even hanging out at the campsite that much. So I'd have to tear everything down, put it away, then I could leave. So this is a cool setup. It gives me a little more flexibility. I think it just looks cool coming off the truck like that. It just kind of, I don't know, looks dope. But overall, I'm happy. I didn't get wet. So that's all that really matters, right? Like, I'm dry, I was warm. It was a fun experience. Something I'd probably do it again. I'll probably do another solo camp like this, just cause I felt like I had my own little like space in my campsite, like my own space within my space, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I'm kind of rambling. I just woke up. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.